In this movie, we'll continue to fill in the vowel quadrilateral, focusing this time on the back vowels. You'll remember that in the low front part of the vowel space, there was only one vowel, a as in bat. Switching to the back part of the vowel space, we also have only one low back vowel, a as in bot. Note that this is a script A and not a typewriter A. We'll see the typewriter A symbol a little later, and it's important not to confuse the two. As before, since there is no second vowel in the low back vowel space, you can ignore questions about whether a is tense or lax. Moving up into the mid-back part of the vowel space, we have two vowels, each of which has its quirks. O is the second of the non-phonemic diphthongs, and just like A, we transcribe it this way to represent a real fact of English pronunciation, which is our tendency to have a little raising of the tongue at the end of our production of this vowel. A bit more needs to be said about aw. First off, the character is called open O. The sound that it makes is aw, as in the word bought. But right away, some viewers of this video will say this word to themselves and think, wait, this word and this word sound the same. So why are you using two different symbols for these vowel sounds when they sound the same? The answer is that these two vowels, a and aw, are changing in American English pronunciation. In particular, the difference between them is being neutralized. In the past, speakers of English consistently produced words like cot with the ah vowel and words like caught with the aw vowel. This is changing, and it's already changed in many parts of the country, including the West Coast. Many speakers who grew up on the West Coast no longer produce the vowel aw with any consistency. So for them, the words caught and caught really do sound the same, and so do the words bought and bought. Now, this is not a problem in any way. In fact, it's a terrific example of how languages change as it's happening in real time. So if you pronounce bought and bought as homonyms, there's nothing wrong with you. In fact, you're almost certainly at the vanguard of English as it will be spoken in generations to come. As with many things in phonetics, it's important to recognize your own pronunciation patterns, and it's also important to recognize how others might pronounce things differently from you. When speakers don't produce the difference between ah and aw, it can be hard to hear the difference between those two vowels also. If you'd like to check whether you can hear the difference between these two vowels, I've made a quick quiz in which you can test whether or not you can hear the difference, at least as the vowels are spoken by me, a speaker whose native dialect does contain the difference. It's available on D2L. Now, for the purposes of this course, you should know where aw goes in this chart. You should know that it's considered a mid-back lax vowel, and that it's produced with lip rounding. Note, by the way, that ah is not produced with lip rounding, and that's one great way to start to tell the difference between these two vowels if this is difficult for you. In transcription quizzes, I will not require this difference to be represented. For most speakers of West Coast dialects, you can only use the symbol ah for both of these vowels and be fine. In the high back part of the vowel quadrilateral, we also have two vowels, and they occur in a tense-lax pair. The tense vowel is oo, as in boot, and the lax vowel is as in book. These vowels are a little bit more subtle than some of the other tense-lax pairs, and students often have difficulty remembering which symbol goes with which vowel. This is also made difficult in part by the fact that English spelling often represents both of these vowels with the OO digraph. So root has oo, took has and this word is produced with oo by some people and by others, as roof or as roof. These are vowels that often require a little bit more practice and a little more careful thought than some of the others. In the next movie, we'll cover the central part of the vowel quadrilateral.